Hello boys and girls, a very good evening and welcome to this live refresher session on reasoning brought to you by Talent Sprint. Well, at the outset, apologies for this delay in response today, delay in starting the session today because our studio was occupied for something else, but I'm sure we'll make it up with a very good session on reasoning brought to you by Talent Sprint. Now, I mean, all of you must have understood the new schedule that we have, right? Every Monday, Wednesday and Friday we'll be doing a session on aptitude, reasoning and English language in some order, right? Every Friday will be your current affairs session and every Saturday is going to be a live doubts clarification session. In addition to this, we'll also have sessions on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but those will only be for students who have enrolled for the Titanium program, which has got one-on-one mentoring and many other features there. Anyway, so today's session will be on reasoning, where we'll be looking at questions that were asked in the All India mock exam. Now the idea is, through these refresher sessions for quant, reasoning and English, we want to discuss the All India mock papers, right? And not just the All India mock papers, but also questions from other mock exams that we conduct, so that you get to know the solution in detail properly, right? So for example, let's say last week, or in fact this weekend, we had conducted a SBI clerks preliminary mock exam, All India mock exam, right? It had 35 questions from reasoning. Not all 35 of these are difficult, right? Not all 35 are supposed to be discussed in these live sessions. We will pick up those where we think the discussion of solution will help you. And yes, we will definitely pick up those which are suggested by TIA. TIA will always tell us that, you know, this is one question which was which was answered wrongly by most of the students. So that tells us that, okay, this needs some attention. Okay, so based on feedback from TIA and what we feel are really required based on the upcoming exams, questions will be taken up in these refresher sessions. Okay, so I am assuming all of you are clear with this whole new schedule and the new pattern that we have for conducting the live sessions. Now, before we begin today for our refresher on reasoning, I just want to understand how's your preparation and how are you feeling about the other changes that we have done. Like for example, one very important change or a major change that we had done last week was you know, the study plan that was introduced, right? So we now have a study plan for your upcoming exams, a 45-day plan, a 30-day plan and so on, depending on the number of days left for the exam. And it includes other daily practice links, etc. So one is, I would, you know, seek some feedback from you guys on the study plan so that we can modify it further if required and make it the most useful element, right, which can guide you towards success in these exams. And second thing is, I also want to know about the preparation as such. How is it going? What are the challenges that you guys are facing, so that if there's anything that I can help you with, or if there's anything that can be done on the Talent Sprint platform, we would definitely love to do that. So over to you now. I am waiting for comments from you guys about your preparation, about the feedback, and about what you think can help you. What you think should Talent Sprint do so that you can prepare better. And if it is reasonable, if it is doable, believe me, we will do it without thinking twice. Yeah, so please share your feedback. Tell me, okay, we need this so that we can prepare better. Of course, you can tell me a lot of stuff. You can maybe say that, you know, I need a pill by consuming which I should clear the exam, which is not possible. All of you know that. But then if it is doable and if we really think that yes, this can help students at large, we would do it. So why not you start sharing your feedback now. Okay, Dushyant has given some feedback that percentages and approximation problems in daily test would be more helpful. Okay, I'm sure our content team is noting these things down. Girish Ahuja has got a comment. He says the study plan is good for those who are entrants, but Sneka on the other hand says the study plan is really good. Shrikant Kumar also likes it. Muralidhar says the study plan is great and happy with the study plan. See, I'm not just seeking feedback on study plan. I mean, that's definitely one item that I want to hear about, but then otherwise also, if there's anything that you want us to include in the platform so that we can enhance your readiness for the exam, right? Ashish says speed math test should be there, which improve our calculation speed. Ashish, I don't know why this comment, because speed math tests are there. Of course, speed math tests were removed for 3 or 4 days when we had initially brought up the study plan, but after the feedback, we have included the speed math test back. Please find it in the study plan. And speed math tests are also there as a part of the speed math topic itself, right? Vijay says, I'm true to Talent Sprint. The study plan is not working for me. Okay. Vijay, I think this is very, very generic. You have to tell me what precisely is not working so that we can do something about it. Preparation is fine and I'm not following the strategy which was given by you previously. I have to check it now regarding the updated study plan. All right. Okay, Shrikant Kumar says the only mock test for SSC should be based on the previous year's questions of CGL. Okay, noted. Anything else, or should we get started? Okay, Neeraj I think is the first one to respond about his own preparation. So he says preparation is good, but I'm a little panicked this time. What's happening, Neeraj? I think you've been attending the live sessions regularly, and I'm assuming you're putting in good number of hours every day. So should be going good. Don't worry. I think a little bit of nervousness is okay, but you have used the word panic. So I am a little panicked now. What is wrong? Nutesh Nayak has asked me a question. He says, if there are 20 minutes for reasoning, what would you like to suggest? Nutesh, I think even otherwise, and more so, when there are only 20 minutes for reasoning, I would just suggest one thing for reasoning, not for aptitude or English language, and that is that choose your questions wisely. Because it is only 20 minutes, you should pick up your questions wisely, right? Remember, there will be questions on arrangements, complex arrangements, puzzles, floor-based puzzles and whatnot. But you have to be very, very careful while you are choosing your questions, because 20 minutes just pass away like anything, right? And it's going to be even more tense this time because there is a sectional time limit. Otherwise, always we have 1 hour. But now you'll just see only 20 minutes. The moment you start doing reasoning, you'll see 19 minutes and 59 seconds. That itself will, lower your hopes, right? So you have to get ready for that kind of a competition, right? That kind of a competition with time. Huge competition otherwise, but also with time, it's going to be a different competition this time. So, I would strongly recommend that you guys take as many mock tests as possible and pick up your questions properly. Lakshman says you have to mention the people, that how many people are taking weekly tests and give the rank according to that. Okay, now Lakshman, this is one feedback which has been very consistent, that you want to rank according to the number of people who have taken the test. So I think I'll request Tia to consider this feedback. Online papers in the previous paper in the online format. I think a similar feedback had come in my doubts clarification session on Saturday, and I had responded to that, and we will do whatever is possible. Honestly, online papers are not available, previous year papers are not available. Some memory based papers are there, but we are not sure of the authenticity. So wherever possible, like in SSC exams, we have published a lot of previous year papers, last year papers. Banking also, we will try and publish the papers. Okay. Okay, some general support related queries like account getting expired and stuff. Guys, write to support@talentsprint.com and I'm sure they will help you. Anil, specific to you, please write to support@talentsprint.com and they'll get back. Ashi says the all India mock exam was very calculative. I scored only 13 in quant and missed the rank. Yeah, so be prepared for such mock exams. It is good. All right, so I think a lot of feedback there. Many things have already been implemented. Let me now start the session. If required, we'll get into this discussion again. So what I'll do now is share my screen with all of you, which will have questions on reasoning only, right? Only reasoning ability, chosen from different papers. Some are from Alnia mock exam, some are from your regular mock exams, and some other sources. So let me share the screen. We will try and solve as many questions as possible in whatever limited time we have. I think we'll try and close it by in the next 1 hour 15 minutes or so, right? So the first question, of course, a simple one. I don't see any complexity here. This was asked in your Alnia mock exam this weekend. Let's see how many of you are able to crack this. I'll give you just about 3 minutes for this, and your clock starts now. So this is a linear arrangement based puzzle. It says study the following information carefully to answer the given questions. Now, the festival of an institute was organized from 14th to 21st December. 14th December was Wednesday. During that period, 6 functions were organized among swimming, singing, quiz, dancing, sports and drama. Only 1 function is organized on each day according to further information. So 5 clues have been given to you. Using these 5 clues, you have to complete the arrangement. Okay, so 3 minutes is what you have. Your clock starts now. Done. Lakshman Abhishek is the first one to respond. He's got the answer already. Waiting for others. Quick. Not a very complex one. You should not be spending so much time. Okay, I think without wasting our time anymore, let me start solving this one for you all. Yeah, but I think before we move forward, how many of you have not been able to solve it? I think many of you, in fact most of you looks like have done this. Let me present it to you now. Okay, so here we go. Look at what it says. Study the following information carefully to answer the given questions. Now, what is the information here? The festival of an institute was organized from 14th to 21st December. 14th December was Wednesday. During that period, 6 functions were organized among swimming, singing, quiz, dancing, sports and drama. Only 1 function is organized on each day according to further information. So basically, if you see, the festival of an institute was organized from 14th to 21st December. Now 14th to 21st December is 8 days. Don't say 7, it's 8 days, right? 8 days. And 14th December, he says, was a Wednesday, right? It was a Wednesday. So, and he also says that 6 functions were organized, which are swimming, singing, quiz, dancing, sports and drama. So let's list these dates down: 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, 20 and 21, right? These are the 8 days. And also put the days there, days of the week: Wednesday, Thursday, See, he said 14th was a Wednesday. 14th December was a Wednesday. So it's obvious that it will follow the sequence after that, right? Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, right? So 2 Wednesdays in this span here, and one of each of the remaining days. Now look at the points. Drama was not organized on 21st December. Drama was not organized on 21st December. So note it here. Pictorially represent. Drama cannot come for 21st December. Right? Quiz was organized on the previous day of singing. Quiz was organized on the previous day of singing. Which is what? Quiz and singing will be together. And quiz will come before singing on the previous day of singing. So quiz and singing will be together. But for which 2 days we have no clue. Right? So always remember, the strategy is to make pictorial representations of the points. The first point pictorially has been represented here. Drama cannot come on 21st. Second point, quiz was before swinging. So whenever we complete the arrangement, we will make sure that this fits somewhere, right? Sports was organized neither on Wednesday nor on Saturday. So sports was neither on Wednesday. Now there are 2 Wednesdays here. So sports was not organized on Wednesday. So sports cannot come here. Sports cannot come here as well. Sports was neither organized on Wednesday nor on Saturday, not even on Saturday. Sports was not organized even on Saturday, right? This point has been done. No function was organized on Thursday and Sunday. Now this is an important point, because in the beginning itself, when we knew that there are 8 days here, 14th to 21st, and there are only 6 functions, there had to be 2 vacant days, right? And those 2 vacant days have been given here. No function was organized on Thursday and Sunday. Only one Thursday is there, and there's only one Sunday, so these 2 should be blank. I'm putting a cross mark here. No function was organized on these 2 days. Next, there was a gap of 2 days between singing and sports. There was a gap of 2 days between singing and sports. Now try and fill the, I missed this part. Dancing was organized on Monday. Dancing was organized on Monday. Dancing was organized on Monday. Dancing should come here. Okay, this part is also done. Now there was a gap of 2 days between singing and sports. Now understand, we want quiz to come immediately before singing, right? Quiz to come immediately before singing. Now where is it possible? So 2 consecutive places are required, either these 2 or these 2, right? These 2 or these 2. Now if you observe, there was a gap of 2 days between singing and sports. Gap of 2 days between singing and sports. So either it should be singing ... sports, or this side. So 1, 2 and then sports. You're able to follow? So based on this, see, there are 2 cases. Either take quiz singing ... sports, or sports ... quiz singing. Okay. Now can you take sports ... quiz singing? See, if I take sports here, it is ... quiz singing. Possible? Not possible, because sports is not supposed to come on Wednesday. You understand? Basically what I'm trying to see is, will quiz and singing come here or here? I don't think it will come here, because if I take quiz and singing here, acha, it is possible. Hold. If I take quiz and singing here, let me clear this up. I think I'm making it unnecessarily lengthy in explanation. You might have understood what I'm trying to comment here, right? Sorry. Yeah. So can quiz and singing come here? If quiz and singing, let's say, comes here, what happens? Sports cannot come on that side. And then sports should come here, but this also is blocked. You understand? It cannot take. My pen is not working. Just a minute, guys. Yeah, the point I am trying to make is quiz and singing cannot come in this place, in these 2 places, because if they come here, there is no allocation of sports. Sports then in that case should come on Sunday, but Sunday is a holiday, right? So that cannot come here. So obviously quiz will come here, singing on this place. Now where will sports come? ... sports has to come here, because sports cannot come on Wednesday. See, this is also a possibility, either this or this, but this one is ruled out, because if we want to put sports here, we are going against the condition given to us. So obviously sports has to come 2 days after singing. Sports will come here. That's it. Now only 2 things are left out. See, drama cannot come on Wednesday, so obviously, drama cannot come here on the last day, so drama has to come here. And what else is left out from the activities? Swimming is left out, which I think will come on the last day. Done. So you have satisfied all the conditions. It should be drama dash quiz, singing, dash dancing, sports, swimming. All right, let's answer the question. So not a very complex one. Don't go by the length of the explanation. It will not take more than 2.5 minutes for a experienced person to solve it. And how do you get experience? Only by practicing. So keep practicing. Let us quickly answer the questions as along with this. What are the questions? Which festival started? The festival started with which of the following functions? Festival started with which function? Let me just go back and check. Festival started with drama. Yeah. So it started with drama, option C. Which of the following pairs of functions was organized on Wednesday? There are 2 Wednesdays if you remember, right? It started with Wednesday, ends with Wednesday. I think drama and sports is the answer, right? Wednesday, drama and swimming. Drama was on Wednesday. Swimming also was on Wednesday. So drama and swimming, option D. Then a gap of how many days was there between quiz and swimming? What is the gap between quiz and swimming? Let me just go back. Quiz is here, Friday. Swimming is here, Wednesday. What is the gap? 1, 2, 3, 4. There was a gap of 4 days. Be careful. See, if I have to make the question a little tricky, I can say how many festivals were there between quiz and swimming. You should not say 4 festivals, because between quiz and swimming there are only 3 festivals: singing, dancing and sports. But he is not asking us about festivals. He is asking us to find out the gap of number of days. Right? Number of days are 4. Festivals were only 3. Right? On which day was dancing organized? Dancing was organized on which day? Dancing was organized on Monday, 19th, right? Monday. And the last question, which of the following functions exactly precedes dancing? Precedes means what? Comes before, right? What comes exactly before dancing is the question. Which of the following functions precedes dancing? Let me just go back and find out. Which of the following functions precede dancing? Which function precedes dancing? See, singing. See, while there was a gap in between Sunday, forget about that. Which function precedes dancing? Singing precedes dancing. Right? So option 5, none of this has to be the answer. Which of the following functions exactly precedes dancing? Precedes dancing is singing. Yeah, option 5 is the answer there. Alright, so I think we are done with the first one. This was a part of your All India mock exam conducted last weekend, right? All India mock exam for SBI clerks, and I'm sure all those who have attempted that exam must have got 5 on 5 in this one. Right? If you go wrong in such simple arrangement based questions, then you really have to work hard and put in a lot more efforts, because nothing easier than this can be expected in the exam. Yeah. Okay, there are some concerns here. Gaurav Sharma says, okay, Girish says it's not written here that quiz is just before singing. Let me just go back. Quiz is just before singing. Is it not given? No, quiz was organized on the previous day of singing. What do you mean by previous? Previous is just the previous. I mean, previous day of singing, right? Previous day means just before. Girish Ahuja. It is very clearly given that quiz was organized previous day of singing. He didn't say quiz was organized before singing. If he says quiz was organized before singing, then we will be confused. Is it immediately before, or 1 day before, or 2 days before, and so on? But when he says quiz was organized previous day of singing, it's obvious. It's just together, right? 1 day before. Okay, Sam Gabriel has got a question. Why it's not F equals to determined, sir? The last one. What is the last one? Which of the following functions exactly precedes dancing? Which of the following functions exactly precedes dancing? Which function precedes dancing? The function that precedes dancing is singing. Right? What's the confusion there? See, don't get confused with the holiday in between. Right? Don't get confused with the holiday in between, because the question very clearly says which function precedes dancing. So whether preceding function is singing, I mean, whether it has come immediately before that or after a 2-day holiday, that doesn't matter, right? Answer should be option 5, none of this, because it is singing and it's not there in the options. If this is clear to you all, we can move to the next one. Should we take up the next one? Should I go for the next question, guys? All clear? Yeah. So let me present the next question. Now, this also has been picked up from the All India mock exam, which was conducted last week. I mean, this weekend, which is 17th and 18th of Feb. All India mock SBI clerks preliminary exam. I am sure many of you must have taken that exam already, right? And you must have come across this circular arrangement where we have to arrange 8 friends around a circular table, and these 8 friends are working in different shops: cloth, food, sweets, stationery, right? And he says 2 friends work at the same shops. Some of them are facing outwards. So it is a little complex because some are facing inwards, others are facing outwards. Now, who are facing outwards is not given to us. So it's a inward come outward facing arrangement with 8 friends around a circular table and 8 of them working in 4 different types of shops. So I'll present the question to you, give you about 4-5 minutes to try this. Ideally, it should not take that much of time, but yeah, let me be a little lenient. So the question is on your screens here, and you have about 4 to 5 minutes. The clock has started ticking now. Got it? About 2 minutes is already up, waiting for your responses. Almost done is what Dushyant has commented, and Sharmila has got it. Got it? Okay, so Neeraj, Banashri, Paul and Naveen are among the few who have completed this, waiting for more responses. Okay, so I think enough time has been given. Let's take up the question and look at the solution now. Yeah. Okay, now before I take it up, how many of you have not been able to crack this? Let me just check that. Kishan, Dushyant, Naveen, Anubrat is confused. Okay, but Naveen, Anil Kiran, Vidya Rajan, Shravanti, Neeraj and Banashri have got this. Sharmila has also got it. How many of you have not been able to solve? Else Rani has also cracked this one. Good. Chalo, quickly tell me how many of you have got stuck, so that I get to know what percentage of you are not being able to do it. So Rashmi, Praveen, Lakshman, Divya, Nutesh, Vijay, Gaurav Sharma, Laishram, yeah. Girish is able to solve, but it's taking time. Yeah, see, solving and solving in time are two different things. So good, if you're able to solve but not in time and you realize that there is something wrong with it, I'm happy. But many others who have not been able to solve. I'm seeing a lot of new names as well, right? We have Kiran Kumar who says he's gone wrong. Manjusha is struck. Shivani is struck. Karthik Raja, Subramanya, Anubrat, Vinod Kumar and Sanjana Monica. All of you are struck. Okay, so let's take it up then. I thought most of you have got it, but when I specifically ask how many of you have not been able to solve, looks like it's 50-50. So let me present the question and discuss the solution with you all. Here we go. It says, look at this. Study the following information carefully to answer the given questions. Now, 8 friends A, B, C, D, E, F, G and H are sitting around a circular table but not necessarily in the same order. They are working at 4 different shops: cloth, food, sweets and stationery. Stationery should be ERY. I'm sorry about this. Right? Stationery. 2 friends work at the same shop. Right? Work at the same shop. Some of them are facing outwards. Some of them are facing outwards. So basically, if you understand the crux of the question, there are 8 friends A to H. There are 4 different shops: cloth, food, sweets and stationery. Very clearly is given 2 friends work in each shop. So 2 times 4, 8 balanced, right? And some of them are facing outwards. Now this is important. Some of them are facing outwards. You should understand the meaning here, right? When a person is facing inwards, when a person is facing the center of the circle, his left is towards clockwise, right is anti-clockwise, right? But when a person is facing outwards, left and right will become opposite. Left will be anti-clockwise and right will be clockwise. So you have to keep that in mind when you are trying it out. Okay, so it's very important now in this particular question. It's very important for us to know as to who is facing inwards and who is facing outwards. Unless that is known, you will not be able to proceed with the solution. You understand? I will draw a circle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let me draw it a little towards the right hand side so that I can do the markings properly, right? So let's say the circle is this 8 persons, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, unless you know who's facing inwards and who's facing outwards, you'll not be able to proceed with it, because left and right depends only on whether the person is facing inwards or outwards. I'm sure all of you know the convention, right? When a person is facing center, left is clockwise, right is anti-clockwise. But when the person is facing outwards, right, this side, outside, left should be anti-clockwise and right will be clockwise. Okay, so start of the question, start of the solution is very important. We cannot start from wherever we want. We have to have a strong starting point. By the way, there is a note given here. Facing the same direction means if one person faces the center, then the other person also faces center. And if one person faces outward, then the other person also faces outward. Facing opposite direction means if one person faces the center, then the other person faces outward, and vice versa. This is known to us. I mean, you don't have to waste your time reading this information in the exam, right? You know what is same direction and what is opposite direction. Same direction means either both are facing inwards or both are facing outwards. Opposite direction means one person is facing inwards, the other faces outwards. The real clues are given in this last paragraph. Now, I don't have to start from the first clue itself. I have to find out the best clue, the best starting point. Now, look at the first point here. The one who works at the sweet shop is an immediate neighbor of both the persons who work in stationery. So, whoever is working in sweet shop is an immediate neighbor of both the persons who work at stationery. So, basically, sweet shop will be sandwiched between stationery shops. Stationery, sweet, stationery. It should be that way. But can I put it immediately? No. Like, I can take up sweet shop here. If this is sweet shop, left and right both should be stationery shops. But that is possible in 8 different ways. So no point in trying that out. Those who work at food shops sit opposite to each other. This also is important information, but not useful immediately, right? Food shop persons are opposite to each other. They sit opposite to each other. Then the one who is on the immediate left of F is not facing the center. Whoever is on the immediate left of F is not facing the center. Now I can put F here. But the question is, what is left of F? Is left of F clockwise or anti-clockwise? That depends on whether F is facing center or outwards, which is not known to us so far. All we know is whoever is on the immediate left of F is not facing the center. Similarly, if you read the next statement, F sits second to the right of D. Can I use this information? F sits second to the right of D. I can take D here. But what is right of D? Is right of D clockwise or anti-clockwise? That will not be known to us until we know whether D is facing center or outwards. So you are getting my point. The fact that some of them are facing outwards makes it complex. When we have both the facing people in the same arrangement, you have to deal with it very carefully. F sits second to the right of D. Is D facing center or outwards? I should know that. Only then I can take the right of D. Now, one possible way is take two cases. In one case, take D facing center. The other case, take D facing outwards and try to complete it. But I am of the view that, very quickly you read the other statements as well and see if you get more concrete information somewhere else. Why to start with possibility immediately, right? So F sits second to the right of D, not useful. F and D are immediate neighbors of H. F and D are immediate neighbors of H, fine. F, H, D or D, F, H will be the order. But again, where to put is the question. C sits third to the left of H, who works at sweet shop, and both are facing the same direction. Again, this also is a problem. C sits third to the left of H is a good information. But is H facing center or outwards? Not known to us. Those who work at cloth shops sit adjacent to each other but face opposite direction. I am looking at one person whose direction is given to us. G sits on the immediate right of B, who works at cloth shop. The immediate neighbors of E do not face outward. D does not face the center and works at stationery shop. Oh, some information here. See, D does not face the center. Now, this is useful information. D does not face center. If D does not face center, it's obvious that D faces outwards. And he works in a stationery shop. He or she. D does not face center. So D faces outwards. D is already marked here. D faces outwards. And he works in a stationery shop. D works in a stationery shop. Now, go back and check all those points which are connected with D, which are associated with D, so that we can fill those gaps, right? Like, for example, if you look at the previous point, it said F sits second to the right of D, right? We had not used this statement earlier. F sits second to the right of D. See, since D is facing outwards, right of D is clockwise. Second to the right of D. First and second, F comes here. Again, is F facing center or outwards is not known to us. But F definitely comes there. Yeah. Also, if you read the next point, F and D are immediate neighbors of H. F and D are immediate neighbors of H means what? H should come between F and D. Only then they will become immediate neighbors, right? See, F and D are both immediate neighbors of H. Again, is H facing center or outwards? Not known to us yet, right? Now, this next point, C sits third to the left of H. Can I put it? I can't put it because third to the left of H, it can be first, second, third. C can come here, or first, second, third. C can come here as well. That depends on C's direction, which is not known to us yet. Yeah. Next, B and C do not face the same direction, but C is an immediate neighbor of E, who is fourth to the left of G. Good information, but not useful immediately, right? B and C do not face the same direction, but C is an immediate neighbor of E, who is fourth to the left of G. Neither C nor E nor G are marked on the arrangement, so I can't use this information. E and G face opposite directions, but both work at the same shop. E and G face opposite directions, but both work at the same shop. Fine. So I think one reading is done. In one reading, we have got this much, right? Any other information? No. So we have to do the second reading now and find out what can be used. Oh, by the way, I think look at the last point. Here I think we can use it. He says B and C do not face the same direction, but C is an immediate neighbor of E, who is fourth to the left of G. Who here refers to whom? E. Yes or no? Who refers to E? Now E is fourth to the left of G. E is fourth to the left of G. Now this information is useful in my view. E is fourth to the left of G. I'll tell you why. See, understand, in an arrangement where there are 8 persons, when it is said that X is fourth to the left of Y or X is fourth to the right of Y, X and Y will be opposite each other. So when you're talking about fourth position, like for example, let's say D, somebody is fourth to the left of D, or let's take H. We do not know the direction of H, right? Take fourth to the left of H. There are two possibilities. Left of H can be clockwise or anti-clockwise. Take clockwise. First, second, third, fourth. Fourth to the left of H will come this side. Suppose you take anti-clockwise. First, second, third, fourth. Again, fourth will come this side only. Why is it so? Because there are 8 persons. And when you say somebody is fourth to the left of H, irrespective of whether H is facing outwards or inwards, that person will be opposite to H. You're getting it? This is a very, very important clue. This is a very, very important point that you need to understand. Now, using this point, if you look at this, it says E is fourth to the left of G. Where will G come? I don't know. Is G facing center or outwards? I don't know. But what I definitely know is E and G are opposite to each other. E and G will be opposite to each other. Now, observe. The only possibility for E and G is these two positions. Because E or G cannot come here. Opposite is F. E or G cannot come here because opposite is H. E or G cannot come here because opposite is D. The only opposite positions which are vacant is these two. So E and G have to come here. Now where will E come, where will G come is not known. But I can at least say E and G will block these two seats. Yes or no? If E comes here, G would come here. If E comes here, then G would go there. As simple as that. So very, very useful information. Right? E and G face opposite directions, but both work at the same shop. E and G face opposite directions. So E and G will face opposite direction, he says. Meaning, if E faces center, G will face outwards. And vice versa. And but both of them work at the same shop. Both of them work at the same shop. That point also is useful, but not immediately. Now let's do the second reading quickly. I think the one who works at sweet shop is an immediate neighbor of both the persons who work at stationery. See, this point is useful now. Earlier it was not useful, now it is useful. See, he says, whoever is working in sweet shop is an immediate neighbor of both the persons who work at stationery. Whoever is working in sweet shop is an immediate neighbor of both the persons working in stationery. So it is very clear that sweet shop guy will either come here or he will come here. Because both the neighbors of sweet shops have to be stationery guys. One stationery guy is fixed. So obviously sweet shop guy will be neighbor of stationery. So either sweet shop will come for H or it will come for G or E. Yes or no? So keep that point in mind. Keep that point in mind, right? Move forward. Those who work at food shop sit opposite to each other. Those who work at food shop sit opposite to each other. Now it could be EG or others also. So let's not use that immediately. The one who is immediate left of F is not facing the center. Immediate left of F is not facing the center. I don't know what is the left of F. C sits third to the left of H, who works at sweet shop. C sits third to left of H is not known to us, right? Left of H is not known to us. C sits third to left of H, who works at sweet shop. Who is who here? Okay, I think I've got some clue. Who works at sweet shop? We are referring to H. Basically, H works at sweet shop. So H is a sweet shop guy. Again, go back to the first point. The one who works at sweet shop is an immediate neighbor of both the persons who work at stationery. So obviously H should be a neighbor of both the stationery guys. So I can say F also works in stationery. Yes or no? The one who works in sweet shop is a neighbor of both the stationery guys. So obviously stationery guys should be F and D here. You're getting me? Now you can ask me a question. How do we know this is stationery? Why can't somebody else be stationery? Like for example, some of you may say that stationery can come here as well. Why is it so? Because this is sweet shop guy. Maybe this also is the sweet shop guy. And this sweet shop guy is in between both the stationaries. But remember, the one point which I had in mind was G and E both work in the same shop. So if this is sweet, this also will be sweet. How can there be three sweets? I know that H is definitely in sweet shop. H is definitely in sweet shop because it is given here. H is working in sweet shop. Maybe the other guy who is working in sweet shop is this person. Then these two can also be stationary. But my point is this guy cannot be in sweet shop because if he is in sweet shop, the opposite person also should be in sweet shop. And there cannot be three persons working in sweet shop. Which means sweet shop cannot come here. Which means stationery cannot come here. You getting it? See, all these things, all these reasoning should happen within your brain. I mean, while explaining it takes obviously some time, but I'm hoping all of you are considering all these facts before you are marking anything definitely on the circle here, right? Now, C sits third to left of H who works in the sweet shop and both are facing the same direction. Those who work at cloth shop sit adjacent to each other but face opposite direction, not useful immediately. G sits on the immediate right of B who works at cloth shop. G sits on the immediate right of B. G is not fixed yet, so I don't know. The immediate neighbors of E do not face outward. The immediate neighbors of, okay, this is an important point. The immediate neighbors of E do not face outward. Immediate neighbors of E should not be facing outward. Understand? Can E come in this position? No. Why am I saying no? Because if E comes here, immediate neighbor becomes D and D is facing outward. Very clearly the question says that immediate neighbors of D should not, E should not face outward. You're able to follow? Immediate neighbors of E do not face outward. If E comes here, D will become an immediate neighbor. But D is facing outward, right? Immediate neighbors of E do not face outward. E cannot come here. If E cannot come here, E has to come here, which means G cannot come here. So now E and G are also fixed. E comes here and G comes here. Now immediate neighbors of E do not face outward, which means both the neighbors of E face inward. So can I say F faces inward and this person also faces inward? Yes or no? One point is helping us so much. You see, the immediate neighbors of E do not face outward. E is fixed now. So both the neighbors of E should face inwards. Whoever comes here will be facing inward. F also is facing inward. Now, if there is any point with respect to F, somebody second to the left of F, third to the right of F and all that can be done because F's position is fixed now. Direction is also fixed now. Right? Anyway, move to the next point. So immediate neighbors of E do not face outward. D does not face the center. Okay. B and C do not face the same direction. There was some other point with respect to G, I guess. Okay, look at this now. G sits on the, now since G is fixed, one more point is useful. G sits on the immediate right of B who works at cloth. G sits on the immediate right of B, which means G and B are immediate neighbors, right? G sits on immediate right of B. So G and B are immediate neighbors. Can B come here? No. So B has to come here. And G sits on immediate right of B. The point is also that G sits on the immediate right of B, which means right of B is clockwise. G is on the immediate right of B, right of B is clockwise. When is the right of a person in clockwise direction? Only when the person is facing outwards, which means B faces outwards. G faces the immediate right of B, who works at a cloth shop. Who is who here? B. B works at a cloth shop. So fixed. You getting it? G sits on the immediate right of B. So B should come here. Right of B is clockwise, which means B is facing outwards, and B works on a cloth shop. Yeah. Now, okay, look at this point. B and C do not face the same direction, but C is an immediate neighbor of E. C is an immediate neighbor of E. C is an immediate neighbor of E. The only neighboring position of E which is available is this. So C is an immediate neighbor of E. Yes or no? This side is F, so that side has to be C. I think all the persons have been placed. B, C, D, E, F, G, H. So this has to be A. Yes or no? This position has to be A. Done. So persons are all fixed. Now we have to fix the shops and the whatever. What is that called? Directions. Right? I think shops can be fixed now. Enough information has been given. Let me clear all the unnecessary things here so that it looks neat and you can follow. Okay, now let's fix the shops. All this neatness and all is not required in the exam, only for the sake of clear explanation I'm doing it. Now what else do we know? See, somewhere it was given that those who work at food shop sit opposite to each other. Food shop guys are opposite to each other. Both the food shop guys are opposite to each other. Now understand, who can those food shop guys be? Can D and C be food shop guys? See, they are opposite to each other. D and C are opposite to each other. But can they be in food shops? No, because D is in stationery. Can H and A be food shop guys? No, because H is in sweet shop. So they cannot be. They are opposite, but they cannot be in food shop. F and B are already blocked, stationery and cloth respectively. So they also cannot be. The only possibility for food shops is E and G, because they are opposite to each other. And both of them have not got any shop yet. So I can conclude that G is in food shop, E is also in food shop. Right? G is in food shop, E also is in food shop, because both the food shop guys are opposite to each other. Yes or no? Where is that point? Did I highlight that point already? Yeah, those who work in food shops sit opposite to each other. Food shop guys are opposite to each other. Yeah. Also somewhere it was given that cloth shop guys are together. Those who work, you see, those who work at cloth shop sit adjacent to each other, but face opposite directions. Those who work in cloth shop sit adjacent to each other. So if B works in cloth shop, I can conclude that A also works in cloth shop, because both of them are adjacent. And they face opposite direction, but face opposite direction. See, they sit together, but they face opposite direction. So if B is facing outwards, A should face inwards. Since B is facing outwards, A has to face inwards. I think all the shops are done. Only, see, two cloth are done, 2 food are done, 2 stationery are done. Sweet is left out, so it should be sweet for C. H is in sweet shop, C also is in sweet shop. Now only directions are left out. Let's try and fix. We already know the directions of A, B, C, D and F. E, G and H are left out. I'm sure other points will be useful. The one who is on immediate left of F is not facing the center. Immediate left of, see, the one who is on the immediate left of F is not facing the center. F is facing center. Left of F will be E. Since F is facing center, left of F will be E. He says the one who is on the immediate left of F is not facing the center. E is not facing the center, which means E is facing outwards. Yes or no? E is facing outwards. That's it. Only H and G are left out. Okay, look at this point. C sits third to the left of H. C is third to the left of H. Understand? C is third to the left of H. So from H, first, second, third. C is third to the left of H. First, second, third. So left of H is clockwise. First, second, third. Left of H is clockwise. That can happen only when H is facing center. So I can conclude that H is facing center. C is third to left of H. Now only G is left out. I'm sure some point will be given for G also. Okay, last point. E and G face opposite directions. E and G face opposite direction. Yes or no? E and G face opposite direction. So E is outwards, which means G should be inwards. Done. And if you observe, there are some points given in the data which we have not used at all. Like for example, but both work at the same shop. Did we use this point? No. Both of them work at the same shop. We understood otherwise also. This was not required. Similarly, I think both are facing the same direction here. You see, we have not used this point. Okay, something else is getting highlighted unnecessarily, but the point I'm trying to make is a lot of information here has not been used by us. Yeah. Anyway, the arrangement is done. Let me just present the questions also. I think the arrangement is fully done. So if I have to start from the clockwise direction, starting with D, it is D, H, F, E, C, A, B, G. The stores are stationery, sweet, stationery, food, sweet, cloth, cloth, food. And directions are outwards, inwards, inwards, outwards, inwards, inwards, outwards, inwards. Right? Let's take up the questions now. Let's look at the questions. Okay, this, I don't know for what reason there is some marking here, but I am sure you know something is wrong with the software I'm using, right? Automatically things are changing its color. I never use green here. Anyway, let's answer the question. No, let me first one. How many friends are facing outwards? How many friends are facing outwards? Go back. How many friends are facing outwards? E, D, and B. 3 are facing outwards. 5 are facing inwards, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 are facing inwards, so 3 are facing outwards. Yeah, so number of friends facing outwards are 3. F works at which of the following shops? Okay, F works at which of the following shops? The next question is who sits on the immediate right of the one who works at food shop? F shop and immediate right of food shop. Check. F is working in stationery. Keep that in mind. F works in stationery. Immediate right of food shop. Where is food? Food is here, outwards, right? Immediate right of food shop is C here. And immediate right of food shop here is B. There are two food shops, remember. So one immediate right here is C because E is facing outwards. Here immediate right will be B because G is facing inwards. So C and B. F works in stationery and C and B. Yeah, F works in which of the following shops? Stationery. Yeah, stationery, it should be E. Anyway, who sits on the immediate right of the one who works at the food shop? C and B. I mean B or C, both are possible. Next, who amongst the following works at sweet shop, who is also the immediate neighbor of the one who works at stationery shop? So who is working in sweet shop and also a neighbor of stationery shop wala person? So first of all, who are working in sweet shop? Let's find out. Who are working in sweet shop? H is working in sweet shop and C is working in sweet shop. And also a neighbor of stationery shop, he says. So I think H should be the answer, right? See, H is working in sweet shop. H is working in sweet shop and H is also a neighbor of stationery shops fellows. Yeah. So who among the following works in sweet shop? Who is also the immediate neighbor of the one who works at stationery? H should be the answer. C. Right? Next one. I'm sorry about these lines here. I'm not able to erase those. But look at the question. If D and F interchange their places. Sorry. If D and F interchange their places, who amongst the following is on the immediate left of G? If D and F interchange their places, who is on the immediate left of G? Who is on the immediate left of G? See, G is facing center. Immediate left of G is D. But D and F are interchanging their places. So if they interchange their places, who will come in place of D? F. So immediate left of G will become F. Option A will be the answer. Now suddenly everything is gone. Anyways, option A is the answer, F here, right? If D and F interchange their places, the immediate left of G will be F. Last question. Who amongst the following friends face inside, who also sits 4 to the left of the one who works at cloth shop? Yeah. So 4th to the left of the one who works at cloth shop. And at the same time, he should be facing inside. Who's the one who faces inside and also is 4 to the left of the cloth shop? So check. I'm sorry. I think the data is gone. But I remember cloth shop guys were A and B. A was in cloth shop. Luckily, I remember this. B was also in cloth shop. And I think C came here. Yeah. C was in sweet shop. Good memory I have, right? Sweet shop. Obviously, E and G were in food shop. For some reason, I remember this. So the question was, who is 4th to the, what was the question? Who is 4 to the left of the cloth shop? 4 to the left of the cloth shop. Now B, if B is considered left of the cloth shop, right? B is left. See, B is facing outwards. So anyway, 4 to the left means opposite person. So it is F and for A it is H. So he said who is anyway, who among the following is facing inside and also 4 to the left of the one who works at cloth shop? Is F facing inside? Yes. See, F is opposite to cloth shop and also facing inside. And I don't remember the direction of H. What's the direction of H? I think H was also inside, right? There were only 3 persons facing outwards. H was inside only. So if you observe, H is opposite to cloth shop and facing inside. F is also opposite to cloth shop and facing inside. So both F and H are possible in my view. Who amongst the following friends face inside, who also sits 4 to the left of the one who works at cloth shop? Yeah, I think none of this should be the answer, right? F and H both satisfy this condition. F and H both are facing center, both are facing inside, and both are 4th to the left of the cloth shop guys. 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. Possible, right? So F or H. Answer should be 5th option, none of this. Yes or no? F or H, both are possible. F or H. Yeah, and with this we come to the end of this solution as well. I think the most complex part in the question was the way the tablet here was behaving, right? I mean, colors were getting changed and all that stuff. But never mind, I think we are done with it, and I'm sure all of you have followed the solution. So if you are clear with it and if there's no confusion, we can move to the next one now. Yeah? The answer to the last question would be, I think, F or H. I mean, two persons, both of them are facing inwards and both are fourth to left of whichever shop he referred to. While you guys confirm if I can go to the next question or not, let me check how is this thing behaving. Now it's all clear. Should we go for the next one? Anubrat says it's time consuming. Yeah, so that's why I always say, Anubrat, that if it is a complex arrangement, right? This one was a complex one. Why was it complex? Not because we had to fix the names of the shops, but just because there were people facing inwards and outwards. So if I were writing this exam, Anubrat, I would skip this question immediately. I will not write. I will solve the remaining 30 questions first. Total 35 questions. I'll solve the remaining 30 questions. Try to solve the remaining 30 questions and then come back to this one towards the end if time is available. And I don't think time would be available because we have only 20 minutes for the reasoning section. Yeah. So that's the reason always skip puzzles. Sam Gabriel says, since there is F, can't we go with that option? No, you cannot go with that option because actual answer is F or H. And fifth option is none of this. So if all the 5 options were properly given and only one option is correct, we have to go for it. We couldn't go for F. Suppose fifth option says A, then you can go for F. But fifth option is none of this, right? None of this should be considered as correct one because it is F or H, right? It can be F or H. Should we go for the next one? Dushyant says, I solved it today in the 4th attempt. I don't think a 4th attempt is required, Dushyant, but don't worry also. If you're not able to solve, don't worry. We anyway have to just skip such questions in the exam. So should we go for the next one? Should we take up one more arrangement or something else? Okay, Girish says take a question from some other topic. So let me take something from syllogism now, right? We'll solve 2 or 3 questions on syllogisms and then come back to another arrangement that I have for all of you. Yeah? But arrangements are important, right? Solving questions based on arrangements is important, given that bank exams usually test a lot on these arrangement skills. As though we will only have to do seating arrangement after you join the bank, right? I mean, but anyway, they're checking your logical ability. Okay, so let me take up something from syllogs now. I don't want to trouble you all with one more arrangement. Yeah, so I have some questions on syllogisms here. Let's solve these questions now, one by one. The question is on your screens now. Try it out quickly. Statements: all trains are tickets, some tires are tubes, some trains are tires, no tube is a table. Conclusions: some tires are not table, all tickets being tubes is a possibility, no train is a table, some tables are tubes, all trains being tires is a possibility. You have 1 minute for this. Your clock starts now. All right, somebody says screen is not clear. I think screen is clear only. I mean, I just cannot do anything about it. How many of you have got the answer? Not many of you have got the answer. Only Girish Ahuja says 1, 2 and 5. Sanjana says 3. Naveen says 1, 2, 5. Madhusha says 1, 2, 5. Girish Ahuja has got A, B, E, right? Kirti Kiran has got 1 and 5. Neeraj has got 1 and 5. Vidya Rajan has got 1 and 5. Veera has got 1, 2, 5. Isha Ganguly has got 1, 2, 5. Anil Kiran has got 1, 2, 5. Nilav has got 1, 2, 5. Bhanupriya has got 1, 2, 5 or ABE, one and the same. Dushyant has got 1 and 5. Yeah. Anubrat has got 1, 2, 5. Banashri Paul has got 1, 2, 5. So I see only two trends, either 1, 2, 5 or 1 and 5. So some of you think 2 also is not correct, right? Subramani has got 1, 2, 5. Sam Gabriel has got 1, 2, 5. ABE says. Ajit has got 1, 2, 5. LC Rani has got 1 and 5. Jaya Sai says only 5. Shivani has got 1, 2, 5. Nutesh Nayak has got 1, 2, 5. Now you might be wondering, why am I reading all the names and saying 1, 2, 5, 1, 2, 5, 1, 2, 5, 1, 2, 5, 1, 2, 5? Why are we wasting our time? Rashmi has got 1 and 5. Praveen has got 1 and 5. Surya Prakash has got 1 and 5. You know why I'm saying 1, 2, 5, 1, 2, 5, 1, 2, 5, 1, 2, 5, 1 and 5, 1, 2, 5, 1, 2, 5, 1, 2, 5, 1, 2, 5 with all your names? Because all of you are absolutely wrong. And you know why are you wrong? Not because you have done something wrong in the solution. It is because you did not read the directions. The question here says, find out which of the conclusions does not follow. And you ask me how to improve your score in the exam. You know, this is because of such silly mistakes and blunder. This is not a mistake, this is a blunder. Because you will not lose 1 or 2 marks, you will lose 5 marks because all the 5 questions you will go wrong. You will find out which of them follow. The question says which of them do not follow. इतनी जल्दी भी क्या काम किया है? I know you have to be quick. You are in a hurry, but not at the cost of accuracy, right? You can't be solving questions really fast, but then oh galat ho gaya, oh galat ho gaya. This is a blunder. The question says which do not follow. Anubrat, now you have changed the answer. In the exam, it won't be possible, no? Nobody will come and tell you that you have committed a mistake. Obviously, 1 to 5 is the wrong answer. 3 and 4 is the correct answer. I am seriously upset. My expression is not matching with what I am saying. You know, it was intentional that I was reading out 1 to 5, 1 to 5, 1 to 5, 1 to 5. I am sure some of you would have thought, what nonsense is this? Explain the solution. No, 1 to 5, 1 to 5, 1 to 5. What nonsense is what you have done? Huh? It clearly says read all the conclusions, then decide which of the given conclusions definitely does not follow. Hey Ram. You want shortcut. What shortcut will help you? If you don't read the direction, no shortcut can help you. Shortcuts are applicable only when you read the question and understand, not without reading the question. कहाँ से लाएं shortcut? From where do I get shortcut? Why is everybody complaining that exam is getting difficult? No, it's easy. Read the direction. Read the direction. Don't be sorry to me. Don't say sorry to me, right? It's now this is a very important learning. And usually if you see, I also try and kind of played it a little smartly. Usually when I present the question, I read out the directions out of habit. This time I did not do it because I knew if I'm reading out the directions, everybody will figure out that we have to find out the conclusions which do not follow. Yeah, so I did not read it. I was only waiting to see how many of you will read it. Baba, please read the directions. Any complaints, anyone? I should be the only one who should be complaining. You all are wrong. I think Sanjana was the only one. Sanjana was the only one initially, very initially, who said 3 is wrong. 3 does not follow. But because the whole जनता otherwise is saying 1 to 5, she gave up. कि मेरा सही कैसे हो सकता है? I mean, जब पूरी दुनिया बोल रही है 1 to 5 है, तो 1 to 5 होना चाहिए. And I'm sure there are others also. There will be at least 2-3 other people who found that the question actually says which of the conclusions do not follow, who actually got some other answer also. But when they look at all the other answers, right, 1 to 5, 1 to 5, we'll keep quiet. See, Rashmi says, true sir, I was not answering, but then other people started, so even I replied. Only God can help you. He will also give up in some time. Sam Gabriel says the video pauses at times and buffers. Is that an issue? No, that's not an issue. The issue is you guys are not reading the question. I mean, Sam, that's not an issue from our end. Stream is going absolutely fine. You should check your connectivity. But the issue I have is you guys don't read the direction. You will lose marks. And I lose credibility, Baba. Now, should I teach you reading questions? Let me present it again and solve it for you guys now. Read the directions. These directions are not given for fun. Directions are directions, right? Read it. Don't think that you know the question already. You don't know the question. Directions. Each question consists of 4 statements followed by 5 conclusions. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 are given. Consider the given statements to be true even if they seem to be at variance with commonly known facts. Read all the conclusions and then decide which of the given conclusions definitely does not logically follow from the given statements using all the statements together and mark that conclusion as your answer. You understand? Conclusions which definitely does not follow. Definitely does not follow. Yeah? Let me highlight. And now solve it. Definitely does not follow. Now understand the context here. When you say definitely does not follow, even the possibility should be considered as wrong. Even if a conclusion is possible, even a possible conclusion type should be neglected. Why? Because that conclusion is only possible. See, it should be definitely wrong. Even if it is possible, is it definitely wrong? No. It is possible in some cases, right? You understand my point? So, if you find a conclusion which is possibility type, which is a possible type of conclusion, then you should not consider, I mean, let's say it follows or it does not follow. You're getting my point? If it follows, then don't consider it to be correct. It has to be definitely wrong. You know, the word definitely is important. Definitely does not follow, right? So let's look at it. The question here. So statements, 4 statements. The steps are the same. The concept is the same. Draw the basic diagram. All trains are tickets. All trains are tickets. Some tires are tubes. All are T's only here. Some tires are tubes. Some tires are tubes. Some trains are tires. Some trains are tires. See, we have done the first statement first. All trains are tickets. Then I'm taking the third one. Some trains are tires. Some trains are tires. Now, some tires are tubes. Some tires are tubes. TU. No tube is a table. No tube is a table. TB. You understand? You have to be very clear. All are starting with T. This is another mistake which many students commit, right? They get confused, right? So use, you know, proper notation there. Trains, tickets. I can say TK also. Trains, tickets, tires, tubes and tables. So all trains are tickets. All trains are tickets. Some tires are tubes. Okay, hold on. Some trains are tires, some trains are tires, some tires are tubes, and no tube is a cable. All the 4 statements have been considered, and this is the basic diagram that we have. Now look at the conclusions. What do? Just check whether the conclusion is true or false, and after that finally we will mark the answer. So first conclusion, some tires are not table. Some tires are not table. Yes, definitely true. Why definitely true? Because these tires, you see these tires which are overlapping with tubes cannot be tables. Yes or no? Tables cannot overlap with tubes, which means tables cannot overlap with these tires also. So there will always be some tires which are not tables. So some tires are not tables is true. All tickets being tubes is a possibility. All tickets being tubes is a possibility. All tickets being tubes. All tickets being tubes is a possibility. It's possible. Yes or no? I mean, I don't have to explain that to you. Understand? All tickets being tubes is a possibility. It's possible. Why? Because I can draw a possible diagram in this fashion.
Let me explain very quickly. I can draw a possible diagram in such a way. He says all trains are tickets. So trains and tickets both can be shown with the same circle. Some trains are tires. This only can be shown as tires. And some tires are tubes. This only can be shown as tubes. Meaning all trains, tickets, tires and tubes can be represented by the same circle. In that case, all tickets being tubes is possible. You see, all the tickets are tubes. All the tickets are tubes. It is possible. It is possible. Whether it is definitely possible or not, I don't know. I mean, we are not worried about that, but it is possible. So this is also true. It's possible. Yes or no? No train is a table. No train is a table. Is it true? No train is a table. Well, if you look at the basic diagram, it looks like true because trains and tables are not touching each other. But then tables can come and touch trains here. So no train is a table becomes false. You're able to follow. No train is a table. No train is a table. No train is a table is true. No train is a table is true when you look at the basic diagram. Yes or no? No train is a table is true with respect to the basic diagram. But then, will it always be true? No. Because tables can come and touch trains. Tables can come and touch trains, right? Tables should not overlap with tubes, but table can come and overlap with trains. So table here can be drawn in this fashion, which overlaps with trains. So no table is a true will become false there. But then understand the point. The question here is asking us to find out those conclusions which definitely does not follow. This conclusion follows sometimes. In the basic diagram, it follows at least. It is possible. This is true. Some tires are not tables is definitely true. All tickets being tubes is a possibility. Yes, this is true. No train is a table is possible. It's possible. No train is a table is possible actually. It's possible. No train is a table is possible in the basic diagram itself. Yes or no? No train is a table is possible in the basic diagram itself. It fails in some diagrams, but it is possible. Here it is possible. No train is a table. When tables overlap with trains, it is not possible. Final fourth conclusion. Some tables are tubes. Some tables are tubes. No. Tables and tubes cannot overlap at all because tables and tubes do not touch each other. So some tables are tubes is definitely false. You understand the point? Some tables are tubes is not false in this case. It is always false. Some tables are tubes is not false in this case. It is always false because tables cannot touch tubes at all. Tables cannot touch tubes at all. Next, all trains being tires is a possibility. All trains being tires is a possibility. We have already discussed this. All trains being tires is a possibility. All trains being tires is a possibility. So this is also true. Yes or no? It's possible. Trains and tires can be shown in the same circle. Now, repeat the direction here. I am repeating the direction here. Which of the following conclusions definitely does not follow? So anything which is true is ruled out. A, B, E are ruled out. Anything which is possible also is ruled out because no train is a table is possible. If it is possible, we cannot say it is definitely not following. See, definitely does not follow means what? Definitely false. It is definitely false. Always false. Simple understanding is definitely does not follow means that conclusion should be always false. That conclusion should be always false. The only conclusion which is always false, which is definitely false here is conclusion number 4. So only D is your answer. Same concept. There is no difference in the concept. It's just that the question has been asked in a different way. The question says which of the conclusions definitely does not follow. So anything that follows, even if it follows once, should be ruled out. So anything that is true, definitely true, possibly true, all those are ruled out. Anything which is always false, which will never follow, that only should be considered in such cases. So I'll tell you, syllogism by itself is a complex topic, right? Many of us get confused. And then adding this confusion of definitely does not follow will make it even more complex. So when you're coming across such questions, don't try to remember anything like, okay, 4 follows, A is true, B is true and all that. Make a note of it. A, true. B, true. C, possible. D, definitely false. E, true. And after you are done with all the 5 conclusions, then you mark the answer. Then it will be easy for you to decide. You're getting it? Definitely false. Definitely does not follow means definitely false. See, the word definitely means what? It is universal. Always. Definitely follows means always it should follow. Not only the basic diagram, but also the possible diagrams. It should follow. Definitely does not follow means it should, it should not follow not just the basic diagram, but also all the possible diagrams. So the only such conclusion there is conclusion number D. All right. So I hope all of you have followed this. If you are clear, I can present the next question to you all. आशीष से थोड़ा टाइम लगेगा चलेगा, लेकिन सही करना है। हाँ, थोड़ा टाइम लगेगा चलेगा, लेकिन वो थोड़ा टाइम जो लगा रहे हैं ना जबरदस्ती, उसको भी आपको कम करना है। रीड द डायरेक्शन इमीडिएटली एंड देन सेव योर टाइम। या should we go for the next one? Okay, I think some of you want me to explain conclusion number 3 once again. Let me explain conclusion number 3. See, conclusion number 3 says no train is a table. If you observe, is it definitely false? Just look at this. We want it to be always false. No train is a table is true here itself. Train is here, table is here. No train is a table is true, right? No train is a table. No train is a table, it's true. No train is a table is true in the basic diagram itself. So how can it be definitely false? How can it always be false? It is correct in the basic itself. So immediately you should cross it out. Harsha and Sam, no train is a table is correct in the basic diagram itself. The fact that it is correct means that it is not definitely false. It is correct here. So how can it be definitely false? How can it always be false? Right? I hope all of you are clear with this. Because see, the conceptual clarity has to be there. Only then I'll present the next question. So if you are thorough with this, I can present the remaining ones and I'm sure you will solve it properly. I think I'm looking for confirmation from Sam and Harsha. Yeah, got it. Okay, Harsha's got it. Let me present the next one to you all. Here we go. Try this out quickly. We have only 15 minutes left, so let's solve as many questions as possible. Okay, answers have come in. Dushyant says 1 and 2 doesn't follow, but Divyasri says E doesn't follow. Harsha says C doesn't follow. So everything is covered. 1 and 2 is covered, C is covered, E is covered. Only D is left out. Somebody mark that also. Got it? Let's take this up. Okay, so here we go. Remember again, it says read all the conclusions and decide which of the given conclusions definitely does not logically follow, right? Which means something which is always false. right? Conclusions which are always false, definitely false. Now draw the basic diagram. No car is a cart. No car is a cart. No car is a cart, right? Use the notations properly. No cup is a coat. All cars. So I think you have to you have to consider the statements in the right sequence, right? I mean, if you say no cup is a coat and draw a separate diagram, then we'll not be able to connect with the third statement. So since we have already drawn cart and car, let's use the next one. All cars are coats. All cars are coats. All the cars are coats. So all the cars are coats. Then no cup is a coat. No cup is a coat. So cup and coat will not touch each other. Cup and coat will not touch each other. Some carts are covers. Where is cart? This is cart. Some carts are covers. CV. CP, let me say. You understand? Another challenge in this question is not just that we have to find out the ones which are definitely false, but also that everything is starting with C. So be careful. See, all cars are, sorry, no car is a cart. No car is a cart, considered. No cup is a coat. No cup is a coat. Cup and coat do not touch each other, considered. All cars are coats. All the cars are coats, done. Some carts are covers. Okay, what I'll do is I'll put 2 crosses here so that it's easy to identify. See, cups cannot touch coats, but cups can come and touch carts. You understand? No cup is a coat, he says. So cup cannot touch coat. Double cross, but double cross, single cross can touch each other, right? Cups can touch carts. Some carts are covers. Some carts are covers. This is also done. You getting it? No car is a cart. No car is a cart. No cup is a coat. No cup is a coat. All cars are coats. Some carts are covers. Some carts are covers. Now, read the conclusions. All cars can never be a cup. All cars can never be a cup. All cars can never be a cup is definitely false. He says this is definitely false. All cars can never be a cup. So all cars can never be cup. Cars here and cups here. Yeah, all cars can never be cups. Why all cars can never be cup? Because cars are completely guarded by coats, and coats and cups do not touch each other. So all cars can never be cups. Forget about all cars. Even some cars cannot be cups. Even one car cannot be cup here. So all cars can never be cup is true. It's true. All cars can never be cups. Cars and cups cannot touch each other. Some cars are not car. Again, understand, only check true or false for the conclusions now. Don't immediately try to decide which definitely does not follow, because it will confuse you. Already definitely does not follow here, again definitely does not follow here, will get confused. Which of the conclusions definitely does not logically follow from the given statements? Which of the conclusions definitely does logically follow from the given statements? So this conclusion, which is already a negative conclusion, is correct because it follows the given statements. You're able to follow? You're getting it? Don't decide the final answer now. Only write true or false against the statements. True, definitely true, false, and all that against the statements. Against the conclusions, I mean. Right? All cars can never be a cup is true. All cars can never be cup. True. Next, some carts are not car. Some carts are not car. Carts is here and car is here. True or false? True. Some carts are not car. See, I can always choose some carts and say these some carts are not car. All the carts are not car is a different story. Don't complain again that how can you say some, actually all are not cars. Actually all are not cars, but I can always choose some of these cars and say these are not cars. I can choose some of these cars. All these dots indicate some cars. I can choose some cars and say these are not cars. Some cars are not cars. Some cars are not cars. Some cars are not cars. So some cars are not cars is true. Always true. Some cars are not cars is true. Basically both are definitely true. All cups being cart is a possibility. All cups being cart is a possibility. All the cups can be carts. It's possible. Yes or no? See, all the cups can go inside carts. Cups should not touch covers. Sorry, cups should not touch coats. Double cross, but double cross can touch single cross. And all the cups in fact can be drawn inside carts without violating any of the statements. Right? So all cups being cart is possible. All the cups can come inside carts. No problem at all, right? All the cups can come inside carts. Just simple understanding is double cross can come inside single cross. Single cross and single cross cannot cross. I mean, single cross and single cross cannot overlap. Double cross and double cross cannot overlap. But double cross with single cross can overlap. So all cups being cart is possible? Yes. Possible. It's possible. All cups being carts is possible. Next, no car is a cup. No car is a cup. True. No car is a cup. Car and cup. No car is a cup. No car can be cup because cars are all guarded by coats. And coats can never be cups. If coats cannot be cups, cars also cannot be cups. So no car is a cup is also true. No car is a cup is also true. right? Last one, all covers are quotes. All covers are quotes. All covers are quotes is wrong. In the given basic diagram, see, this is a basic diagram. What we have done is a basic diagram. In the given basic diagram, all covers are quotes is wrong. But can all covers be quotes? Yes, it can be quotes. For example, I can draw cover CV in this fashion. What is the only point given? Some cards are covers. Some cards are covers. Some cards are covers. Yeah, so we can draw the diagram in this way, right? Let me draw the possible diagram. I'll draw it neatly so that you can follow, right? Cards, quotes. I mean, this is anyway not to be disturbed much, right? And here we have cups. So cups cannot touch quotes. Now, what do we want? I want all covers are quotes. Is it possible? All covers should be quotes. Possible. All covers can be taken inside quotes. And this, let's say, is cart. Look at this diagram now. What is wrong? Anything wrong? I have followed all the statements. There is not even one statement which has been violated here. Check if you want. First statement, no car is a cart. No car is a cart. Car and cart are not touching each other. You see, both are disjoint. No cup is a quote. No cup is a quote. Disjoint. Yes. All cars are quotes. All cars are quotes. Yes. Some cards are covers. Some cards are covers. Everything has been followed. And I also find that all covers are quotes. All the covers are inside quotes. So without violating any statement, I have been able to draw all covers inside quotes. So is it possible? See, all covers are, understand the point, guys, that all covers are quotes does not follow the basic diagram. All covers are quotes is wrong. All covers are quotes is wrong according to the basic diagram. But according to possible diagram, all covers can be quotes, which means it is possible. It is possible. It is possibly true. It is not definitely true, but it's possibly true. Now, what did we find? A, B, C, D are definitely true. Last point, all covers are quotes is possible. It's not definitely true, but it's possible. Now, look at the actual question. Which of the given conclusions definitely does not logically follow from the given statements? Which of the conclusions definitely does not logically follow? A, B, C, D, E. All are wrong. Which are definitely wrong? Nothing is definitely wrong. Everything is either true or possibly true. Everything is either definitely true or possibly true. So your answer should be none of the above. Because all the conclusions are either true or possibly true. So none of the above conclusions definitely does not logically follow from the given statements. Okay. Say yes or no so that I can move to the next one. We have, I think, 1 or 2 more questions of this type. We'll take up all these questions and then close the session. Quick. Got it? Got it, got it, got it. Giri says, my question here is, if in any conclusion it is written as can, should I consider it as possibility? No, it depends on whether it is can be or can never be. If it is can never, then it's definite. If it is only can, then it's possible. Some windows can be doors. Example, some windows can be doors, possible. Some windows can never be doors. It's definite. That's the difference. Can generally means possibility. I can do this. Does not mean that I'll do it, but it is possible. I can do it. But when you say can never, that word never makes it universal. So some windows can never be doors. Can never be doors means throughout it can never be doors. It cannot be doors. Then it becomes definite. Should we take up the next one? I don't know how many of you got it right. I think all of you got it wrong, right? Everybody said A, B, C, D. Some answers were given. Nobody said none of them is true. Muthurajan, I think Muthurajan says everything follows. Divya Sri also changed the answer to none follow. Yeah. Surya Prakash has raised again the same concern. I think, yeah, there's this confusion between different authors about possibility being considered as definitely correct or not, or if something is definitely correct, should it be considered as possibility or not. I think, yeah, I mean, even when I look at multiple websites, honestly, I am also getting confused, but I am at this point in time like 50-50. I think since we very strongly talk about definite conclusions, possible conclusions, if something is possible, then ideally we should not be considering as definite. I am also kind of changing my view, but let me get short on this, and then I'll release a video for all of you on that. Don't worry about it. Just hold on with that little confusion for some more time. Yeah, but otherwise you should be able to solve questions properly without any problem. Yeah. Should we go for the next one? Let me present the next question now. Okay. Yeah. Here's the next question. Quick. Got it? Okay, option A is what many of you have marked this time, and looks like you are getting quicker with answering such questions. Let's take it up. Remember again, the question here says, right? Ready? Should we start? Okay, so the next question from syllogism again, which says, which of the following conclusions, look at this, which of the following given conclusions definitely does not logically follow from the given statements. So here we go. Statements: no district is a state, no district is a state, district and state, they cannot touch each other. All countries are districts, all the countries are districts, all the countries are inside district. All states are cities, all the states are cities. Let's say CI. Some villages are cities, some villages are cities. You getting it? That's the diagram. No district is a state, district and state cannot overlap each other. All countries are districts, all the countries inside districts. All states are cities, all the states are cities, right? And some villages are cities, some villages are cities. So basic diagram is done. Look at the conclusions. All countries may be states. All countries, may be means what? Possible type, right? All countries can be states. Can all the countries be states? Impossible, because countries are completely inside districts, and districts cannot touch states. If districts cannot touch states, obviously countries also cannot touch states. So all countries may be states is definitely false. Yes or no? It can never be true. Not just in the basic diagram, but also in any possible diagram that you draw, that can never be true, because always the countries will be inside districts, and districts cannot touch states. All districts being countries is a possibility. Yes, all districts being countries is possible. All countries are districts means all districts can also be countries. So this is true. It's possible. Some cities are villages. Yes, if some villages are cities, some cities are villages. Some villages are cities, so obviously some cities are villages. This is also true. In fact, definitely true. Next, all villages being districts is a possibility. Can all the villages be districts? Possible. Nothing wrong. Like for example, we can draw villages in this fashion. Let me use a different color. We can draw villages like this. Achha, all villages being districts is here, right? Yeah, all villages can be districts. Like we can have, let me draw the diagram here, possible diagram here. The diagram that I am visualizing in my mind has to be put on paper. So we can draw it in this way. All villages being districts is here, right? So all villages are inside districts and some villages are cities. Yeah, so I can consider a diagram like this. Now don't say that this is not a circle. It doesn't matter whether it's a circle or overall banana, doesn't really matter, right? So if you observe, none of the statements has been violated. All the statements are correct here, right? Look at this. No district is a state. Yes, district and state do not touch each other, right? All countries are districts. All the countries are districts, right? All states are cities. All the states are cities in this circle, right? And some villages are cities, some villages are cities. You see there is this overlapping here. Some villages are cities. All the statements have been followed, which means this is a possible diagram. And when you take this possible diagram, all villages being districts is a possibility. Yes, all the villages being districts possible. True. It is true. It is not true in the basic diagram, but it is possible. It is possible according to this diagram. And now the last conclusion. What is the last conclusion? Some cities are not district. Some cities are not district. Some cities are not district. Okay, city he said, right? CI. Some cities are not district. Some cities are not district. True. See, these cities which are overlapping with states cannot be districts. Actually, states cannot be districts, but there will always be some cities which are overlapping with states. See, all the states are cities. So these states which are cities cannot be districts. So definitely there are some cities always which cannot be districts. So some cities are not district is true. Definitely true. You draw any diagram. Even in this diagram, you will find that some cities are not district. You see, these outside cities are not district. You see, all these outside cities are not district. These cities are district. These are districts. This shading is okay. But outside there are cities which are not districts. So any type of possible diagram you draw, you'll always find that there will be some cities which are not districts because these cities overlap with states. Here, in fact, strictly speaking, these are the cities which are not districts. These cities cannot be districts. But always there will be some cities which are not districts. So some cities are not districts also true. Now what should be the answer here? Look at the question. The question says which of them definitely does not logically follow. Now this is true, this is true, this is true, and this is true, which means these. Which of the following is definitely false? Definitely false is only A. Right? Which of the following conclusions definitely does not logically follow? Definitely does not follow is definitely false, which is only A. So only A is the answer. Okay. I'm sure all of you have followed this. There should not be any confusion with this one, having solved all these questions now. Let me present the next one very quickly. Ashish says, please take up input-output question. Ashish, I think, honestly, I don't think we have an input-output question for the session today. Let me take up one or two more such syllogism-based questions. When we meet next, right, in your reasoning refresher, we will take up questions on input-output. Neeraj also wants us to take up input-output. Yeah, so let me take it up in the next session. All right, we'll finish today with syllogisms. Asha, Surya Prakash, by the way, has asked a question. Definitely false and false, are they not same? Yes, they are same. Like true and definitely true makes no difference. False and definitely false also makes no difference. But I am writing definitely false very specifically here, Surya Prakash, because understand, things sometimes may be true, may be false, like possible type. Those cannot be considered here. That is the reason I am stressing on the word definitely. Otherwise, like I always say, definite is a redundant word. Is this conclusion true? Is this conclusion definitely true? Both are the same. But here the question is about which of them definitely does not follow. Definitely does not follow. You understand? So I am stressing on the word definite there. Because sometimes a conclusion is false, but it is true in some other case. Now just because it is false here and true in some other case does not mean that you can consider it as an answer here. It should be definitely false. So I'm adding to it. Okay. The next question on your screens here. 30 seconds for this. The clock has already started. Or maybe 1 minute, because I can see some conclusions are of some not type. Some mangoes are not vegetables. Some vegetables are not potatoes. So 1 minute Let's see how many of you get it right. Option C. All right. Let's take this up. So here we go. The question says read all the conclusions and then decide which of the given conclusions definitely does not logically follow. Right. So we have to find out what definitely does not follow the given statements. So draw the basic diagram for the statements first. All fruits are vegetables. All fruits are vegetables. No vegetable is a banana. No vegetable is a banana. Right? Some bananas are mangoes. Some bananas are mangoes. No potato is a fruit. No potato is a fruit. So I'll draw potato here. No potato is a fruit. I'm putting double cross marks because potato cannot touch fruits, but potato can touch bananas, mangoes, and vegetables. You getting it? So this is the basic diagram. Clear? Basic diagram. All fruits are vegetables. All fruits are vegetables. No vegetable is banana. Vegetable and banana do not touch each other. Some bananas are mangoes, simple. And no potato is a fruit. So potato and fruit should not touch. So 2 cross marks here. You understand? You should be clear with this. Sorry. The way potatoes has been represented, you have to understand. Right? Potatoes is here. 2 crosses. 2 crosses means 2 cross and 2 cross cannot touch. 2 cross and 1 cross can touch. Meaning potato can touch vegetable. Potato can touch banana, potato can touch mango, but potato should not touch fruits. Now conclusions. First one, some mangoes are not vegetable. True. Some mangoes are not vegetable. Some mangoes are not vegetable is true. In the basic diagram it is true. But will it always be true? No. Because I can make sure that all the mangoes go inside vegetable. Yes or no? The possible diagram can be drawn in such a way. That all the mangoes are inside vegetable. I mean, I can visualize that. Now for me to explain it to you, maybe I have to draw the diagram, but in the exam what happens, you will be able to visualize it. He says some mangoes are not vegetable. True. I can say these mangoes are not vegetable and so on. But I can draw a diagram where all the mangoes go inside vegetable without violating anything. Or hold on. I think something will get violated. Can you draw a possible diagram with all the mangoes going inside vegetable? No, I cannot draw. I'm sorry. I think it's not possible because bananas and mangoes overlap. See, some bananas are always mangoes or some mangoes are always bananas. And since bananas cannot be vegetable, these mangoes, some mangoes can never be vegetable. All the other mangoes can be vegetables, but some mangoes can never be vegetable. So some mangoes are not vegetables is true. It's true. In fact, it's definitely true. You're getting it? These mangoes which are bananas, it's not possible. The possibility that I was thinking of is incorrect because bananas and mangoes overlap. Some of them overlap. So these mangoes which are also bananas cannot go inside vegetables. So always there are some mangoes which are not vegetables, which means it is true. Then some vegetables are not potatoes. Yes, again, these vegetables which overlap with fruits, right? These vegetables which overlap with fruits cannot be potatoes. Other vegetables can be potatoes, but definitely there will be some vegetables which cannot be potatoes. Yes or no? Because these are the vegetables which are overlapping with fruits, and fruits and potatoes do not touch each other. So some vegetables are not potatoes. These vegetables can never be potatoes. So this is also true. Some vegetables are not potatoes is true. Alright? Next, no mango is a banana. No mango is a banana. Is it true? No mango is a banana. It's false. No mango is a banana is definitely false because some mangoes are bananas. I mean, some bananas are mangoes, right? When some bananas are mangoes, how can you say no mango is a banana? This is definitely false. Yes or no? Some bananas are mangoes. So how can we say no mango is a banana? It's definitely false. No fruit is a banana. No fruit is a banana is true. It is given. hold on, no fruit is a banana. Yeah, no fruit is a banana is true. Why is it true? Because fruits are completely inside vegetables. If fruits are completely inside vegetables, how can fruit touch bananas? See, the bodyguard of fruits is vegetables, and vegetables cannot be touched by bananas. So vegetables cannot be touched by bananas. Obviously, fruits also cannot be touched by bananas. So no fruit is a banana is true. And the last one, some mangoes are not fruit. Some mangoes are not fruit. Is it true? Some mangoes are not fruit. True. Yes. Some mangoes are not fruit. See, yeah, these mangoes which are bananas cannot be fruits. Because of these mangoes, this shaded mangoes, if these shaded mangoes go inside fruit, this banana will go inside fruit. If banana goes inside fruit, banana is going inside vegetable, which is not allowed because banana and vegetable cannot touch each other. So there will always be these mangoes which cannot be fruit. Other mangoes can be fruit. I can draw these mangoes inside fruit, but these mangoes cannot go inside fruit. So some mangoes are not fruit is also true. So definitely does not follow. There is only one thing, which is C. Only C is the answer. All others follow. All others are either true or possibly true, right? So which means these are wrong. I want something which is definitely false. Definitely false is C only. So I'm glad that all of you got it right this time, right? C is the answer. Let's take up the last one from this set and then close the session here. Here we go. Okay, time is up. Let's discuss the solution now. So here, if you see, the question says read all the conclusions and then decide which of the given conclusions definitely does not logically follow, right? So find out which conclusions do not follow, right? You have to find out the ones which does not follow, definitely does not follow. Now draw the basic diagram for the statements. No pen is a copy. No pen is a copy. So pen and copy will not touch each other. No copy is a book. No copy is a book. So copy and book also will not touch each other. Double cross, double cross. All books are covers. All the books are covers. CV I'll use. Some covers are pages. Some covers are pages. I'll use PG. And this is PN, pen. You understand? This is the basic diagram. Should not take more than 15 seconds for you to draw the basic diagram, right? No pen is a copy. No pen is a copy. No copy is a book. Copy and book will not touch. So double cross, double cross. You understand? Copy cannot touch books. Copy cannot touch pen. But pens and books can touch each other because here it is single cross and here it is double cross. You know, that's the convention we follow. Then all books are covers. All the books are covers. And some covers are pages. Some covers are pages. Now look at the conclusions. First one. Some books are pen. Some books are pen. Well, if you look at the basic diagram, it is false. But it is possible. Some books are pen is possible. Because books and pens can overlap. Yes or no? As far as the basic diagram is considered, some books are pen is wrong. But I can draw a possible diagram where books and pens overlap. Because books here have got 2 cross, pens has got only 1 cross, which means they can overlap. You know, books and pens can overlap. So some books are pens is possible. It is possible. You understand? It is possible. Some books are pen is possible. Next. So suppose if he's asking us to find out the conclusions which follow, we would have immediately said this does not follow. But he's asking us to find out conclusions which does not follow. So I can say this is possible, and hence I can rule this out. You understand? Suppose the question says which of the conclusions follow, then this will be wrong because this conclusion does not follow. It is only possible. But here he says which of the conclusions does not follow. Since this is possible to follow, it definitely does not follow. So A goes wrong. Okay. Next, some books are definitely copies, which means some books are copies. The word definitely here is redundant in this case. Some books are copies and some books are definitely copies is one and the same, because this is not a possible conclusion type, right? It is a definite conclusion type only. Even if he says some books are copies, I would say it's a definite conclusion. I will not say it's a possible conclusion. So some books are copies. Some books are copies, impossible. No copy is a book he has given. So how can some books be copies? Some books are copies. This is definitely false. You understand? Some books are copies, he's saying. Is it true? No, impossible. Books and copies cannot touch each other. So some books are copies is definitely false. Any diagram you draw, you will find out that this is false. Definitely false. So this can be considered here in my answer. I am putting a tick mark because it can be considered in the answer. Some pages being copies is possible. Some pages being copies is possible. Yes, pages being copies is possible. Copies should not touch books, but copies can come and touch pages. Copies can come and touch pages. It's not a violation of any rule, right? Copies can come and touch pages. Copies can come and touch pages. So some pages being copies is possible? Yes, possible. So it is true basically. Some pages being copies is possibility. I will say true. I will not say it's possible because already he has said possible only. I will say yes, it is true. This is true. Yes or no? Some pages being copies is possibility. True. Some pages being copies is possibility. Some pages can be copies. Yeah, so this also is eliminated because I want something which does not follow. Only B has come so far. All pens being covers is possible. All pens being covers is possible. Possible. All pens can be covers. All pens can be covers. Is this violation of anything? No. All pens can come inside covers. I can draw pens like this. PN. Pen should not touch copies, but pen can come inside covers. So all pens being covers is possible? Yes, true. It is true. Right? Without violation of any statements. And the last one here. So if it is true, it is ruled out here. And some pages are definitely covers. Some pages are definitely covers or some pages are covers is one and the same. So I can forget about the word definitely here. It is redundant, right? It's anyway a definite conclusion type. So some pages are covers. Some pages are covers. Some pages are covers. Yes, it is true only, right? Some covers are pages means some pages are covers. True. What is wrong with it? Definitely true, in fact. If some A's are B's, some B's are A's. Ruled out. I don't even have to check the diagram for that. If some covers are pages, some pages are covers. It is true. Now, I want the conclusions which definitely does not follow. A follows. C, D and E also follow. So, the one thing that definitely does not follow here is B. So, only B is the answer. Okay, I think we are done with it. We have more questions, but don't worry, we'll meet again in the next week's refresher and we'll take up more questions. I think I'll try and be a little faster. We have not solved many questions today, only 5 syllogisms and 2 arrangements, but we'll take up more and more questions when we meet next. Any confusion here? Okay, looks like Dushyant has some confusion. Only B is the answer. Dushyant says a small doubt. In some scenario, we only draw basic diagram and we won't draw possible diagram. So according to basic diagram, A is definitely wrong. In some scenario, we draw. Okay, you are saying sometimes we draw basic diagram, sometimes we don't draw, and we don't draw possible diagram. So according to basic diagram, A is definitely wrong. Some books are pen. Yes, according to basic diagram, it's definitely wrong. But I can draw a possible diagram and I can show that it is true. Understand, Dushyant, that's what I was stressing on so all this while, right? Definitely does not follow. A does not follow. But does A definitely does not follow? No. I can draw a possible diagram and I can show that it follows. So how can you say definitely does not follow? For it to definitely not follow something, for a conclusion to definitely not follow the statements, it should be false in the basic diagram, it should be false in the possible diagrams also. That is the reason we are checking everything. some books are pens fails here, but it is possible in the possible diagram. I mean, it is possible otherwise. I can draw books overlapping with pens. So there is a possibility that some books are pens. How can I say it definitely does not follow? It follows. It is possible. Even if it is possible, it goes wrong. Madhusha says, if some pages include books, then how some pages being copies is possible? If some pages include books, then how is it possible that some pages being copies is possible? Some pages being copies is possible, right? See, pages do not include books. Who said pages include books? If you look at the basic diagram, our basic diagram has got no overlapping between pages and books. Pages include covers, but does pages include books? No. Madhusha, look at the diagram again. Pages, let me share the screen. If you see, pages does not include books. Pages include covers. Some pages being copies is possible. I mean, if you observe, I can draw a possible diagram in this fashion. Like, pages can be drawn like this. What is wrong in drawing pages like this? Nothing wrong, no? Did I violate any statement? No. The statement said some covers are pages. Yes, some covers are pages. These covers are pages. Still, books and copies do not overlap. Copies and pens do not overlap. And I can also have that some pages are overlapping with covers. So some pages being copies. So some pages being copies is possible. What is the confusion? Okay, Surya Prakash says, even the directions it is given as it does not logically follow, then for this question could have been both 1 and 2. Okay, I understand your question. Both 1 and 2, please clarify on this one, because the first conclusion does not follow in the BC diagram. Which of the following conclusions does not logically follow? Yeah, then our answer should be 1 and 2. I think you're right. Then our answer will be 1 and 2 because 1 does not follow. Correct. Naveen says some books, all doubts in this question only. Yeah? Nobody got so many doubts in the first 4 questions. Some books are pen in question, never ask possibilities is definite. Some books are pen in question, never ask possibilities is definite. I mean, I am not able to follow what you're asking, man. Some books are pen in the question, never ask possibilities is definite. You have to explain a little elaborately. Praveen's first live session. Gabriel, it's Sam, it's only B here. For this question, it's only B. While Surya Prakash, while I have mentioned that it could be A and B for the word definitely not being there, let me just also think about that. But I think if definitely not done, he says conclusions does not follow. Which of the conclusion does not follow? Yeah, then the answer should be A and B. If the word definitely is not given, then the answer should be A and B. I am 100% sure now. Okay, answer for this one is B, but if the word definitely is not used in the question, and if he simply says, by this I mean on top, I mean out of habit, okay, don't worry, what is that? So if the word definitely is not given in the question on top, it means he's just asking you for conclusions which do not follow. Even one does not follow. Some books or pens does not follow. So A and B will be the answer in that case. Good point, by the way, Surya Prakash, good point, and yeah, answer is A and B in that case. So the word definitely being there in the question and not being there in the question makes a difference. No, understand, it's like this. No, I know your point. That way, it's like this. Can represents possibility, right? but can never does not represent possibility. So just don't go by that word. That word in the context is what matters. You understand? If you strictly look at the just word alone, don't just look at the word alone. The word in the context matters. Definitely with a positive statement doesn't make any difference. Definitely with a negative statement makes a difference. Does not follow, definitely does not follow are have got two different meanings. Follows and definitely follows are same. Because a conclusion, the word conclusion by itself means it follows. It is always true. A conclusion is true if and only if it follows not just the basic diagram but also all the possible diagrams. So in the positive sense, definitely follows and follows are same. But in the negative scenario, like in this one, definitely does not follow and does not follow are two different. Yeah. Like when I explained you about can, right? I was telling you, right? I mean, if you just go by the word can, if you know, can generally means possible. Can means possible. But when you attach that can with never, a negative word, it becomes a definite type. Right? So that's where the difference comes. So definitely, I'll still stick to my point. I'll subscribe to my point that definitely is a redundant word when it is given with a positive this thing. In fact, it is not about positive or negative. The definitely is a word like under conclusion. Suppose if he says, I mean that way. I think I need to explain this clearly. I'll have to get a simpler analogy for this. But that way, actually, if you see, some A's are not B's and some A's are definitely not B's are also same. There also the word definitely is redundant. The point is some A's are not B's and some A's are definitely not B's. Both are given under conclusion, the heading conclusion. You understand my point? Under conclusion, right? Statements, 4 statements and then 4 conclusions. So when you are giving under conclusion something with the word definite or without the word definite, it is the same. That's what I meant actually. But here definitely is given the direction. So in the direction, it changes the meaning. No A is B, no A is definitely B, or definitely no A is B is also same. Are you able to follow? Surya Prakash, I want you to comment on this, please. Yeah. If it is under conclusions, if something is given under the heading of conclusion, then the word definitely makes no sense, because conclusion means you have concluded. It is after considering all the possibilities. So there the word definitely becomes redundant, whether it is positive or negative. I think don't go by that positive negative idea. There the word definitely becomes redundant. But here it is in the question itself, right? In the directions. Looks like Surya Prakash has left. Everybody else has confirmed that they have followed, but Surya is maybe still thinking. Anyway, I think a good point, Surya Prakash. I really appreciate your you know, the doubt tells me that you are thinking really hard, and it has made me also think. I mean, I've not really thought that in detail, but I'm thinking on the feet. I still subscribe to the point that definitely when it is used under the heading of conclusions makes no sense. But yeah, in the directions you have to be careful, right? Definitely follows, definitely does not follow, and does not follow are two different things. Okay, on that note, let me close it here. Thank you all for joining us. I think I should be a little faster and solve more questions, which I'll take up in the next session. Until then, you guys just keep practicing and take very good care of yourselves. We'll all meet on Wednesday with your next refresher session. In fact, some of us will meet tomorrow also at 6 p.m. but that's for a concept session. I think we are starting with simplifications only for those who have enrolled for the Titanium program. Right, it is not for all the students out there. So if you want to check out more details, visit our website talentsprint.com/titanium, TITANIUM. You must have also got an SMS and email from the Talent Sprints honestly sales team about that program. So please check that, and yeah, you can explore if you would like to join that additional add-on based program. Anyway, keep practicing. We will meet on Wednesday, and take very good care of